Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we're going to discuss a fascinating topic that every budding IT enthusiast or developer wants to master. We will learn how to use Terraform to deploy an Amazon ECS Fargate cluster with a load balancer. Don't worry if you're new to these terms, we'll break them down in a simple, easy to understand way. Before we dive into the process, let's quickly get our definitions right. Terraform is an open source infrastructure as code software tool. It allows us to define and provide data center infrastructure using a declarative configuration language. Amazon ECS is a highly scalable, high-performance container orchestration service, and Fargate is a serverless compute engine for containers. Together, they allow us to deploy, run, and scale containerized applications without having to manage the underlying infrastructure. To get started, ensure you have the AWS CLI, Docker, and Terraform installed on your local machine. Also, make sure you have an AWS account with appropriate permissions to create and manage ECS resources. Moving on, let's start by setting up your Terraform script. Begin by creating a directory on your local machine to store your Terraform files. Initialize Terraform in this directory by running the command Terraform in it. This will set up the necessary plugins and modules for Terraform to work with AWS. Next, we'll create a file called main.tf. This is where we will write the code to deploy our ECS Fargate cluster and load balancer. In this file, you'll want to configure your AWS provider, set the necessary ECS parameters, define your Fargate tasks and services, and set up your load balancer. Start with configuring your AWS provider. This tells Terraform that we want to manage resources in AWS. Don't forget to specify the region you want to use. Next, let's define the ECS parameters. This includes creating an ECS cluster, task definition, and service. The task definition describes the actual Docker container and command it should run, while the service describes how tasks should be run and managed. When setting up ECS with Fargate, remember that our Fargate tasks need to be defined within our ECS service. Specify the network mode as OSP to ensure that each task receives its own network interface and IP address. Next, we'll create a load balancer. The purpose of a load balancer is to distribute network or application traffic across a number of servers to enhance the responsiveness and availability of applications. Once you've set up all the necessary parameters in the main.tf file, it's time to deploy the infrastructure. Run Terraform apply in your terminal or command prompt, and Terraform will do the rest, creating your ECS Fargate cluster and load balancer according to the specifications in your script. And that's it. You have successfully deployed an ECS Fargate cluster with a load balancer using Terraform. Understanding this process is key to mastering DevOps and container orchestration. It's not as daunting as it might seem, and with a bit of practice, you'll get the hang of it in no time. Remember to subscribe to our channel for more tutorials on AWS, Docker, DevOps, and other tech topics. Until next time, keep learning and stay curious.